The Z Fold 7 is anticipated to debut this summer, competing with the top folding phones and possibly becoming one of them. But from what we've heard thus far, its odds of success seem to be up in the air. The new Z Fold will reportedly take a lot of cues from the Z Fold Special Edition that debuted last year. It should be complemented as usual by a new smaller foldable, the Z Flip 7. This model was based on the Z Fold 6, but it had a larger screen, a better primary camera, and a slimmer, lighter frame. Along with some new software and AI trickery, we should also see some redesigned internals. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 might not be a drastic enough change to guarantee Samsung the top slot though, as the OnePlus Open and Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold, and perhaps the OnePlus Open 2 as well, already offer a great foldable experience for less money than the current Z Fold 6. For this reason, we're keeping a careful eye on the rumor mill to see if any fresh information may give Samsung a competitive advantage. Return frequently for updates and to learn when Samsung confirms the release of its next product or that the Z Fold 7 is actually imminent. Based on prior Z Fold launches, it appears probable that the Z Fold 7 will be revealed in July and put on sale in late July or early August. Although there have been no speculations regarding pricing as of yet, it is anticipated to be $1,899 for the regular 256 gig storage option, which is the same price as the Z Fold 6. After all, we don't want to see price increases for the second consecutive year. We've heard that because the Z Fold 7 is being made in fewer quantities than its predecessors, it might be more difficult to locate. Hopefully, that won't affect consumers who are already considering purchasing Samsung's next foldable. However, it's possible that Samsung is modifying its manufacturing projections to make up for its continued difficulties, persuading consumers to switch from their conventional slate-style phones to something more adaptable. The Z Fold 7 is anticipated to adopt a number of design elements from the Z Fold 6 Special Edition, which is exclusively available in limited quantities in China and Korea, as we discussed in the introduction. This improved Z Fold 6 was bigger than the original, but it was also lighter and thinner, the perfect combination in theory. According to some reports, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 will fold up to be as thin as the S24 Ultra, which is less than 8.6 millimeters, 0.34 inches. Compared to the current Galaxy Z Fold 6, that would be 30% slimmer. In terms of appearance, the Z Fold 6's sharp corners were rounded off to blend in with the flatter form of the S25 series. Samsung might also retain them to ensure that its priciest phone maintains its distinctive appearance. According to the leaks, the Z Fold 6 Special Edition ought to give the Z Fold 7 both its screens and its dimensions. Accordingly, the Z Fold 7 would have two screens, a 6.5-inch outside screen and an 8-inch inner screen. Both screens would likely use AMOLED technology and have maximum refresh rates of 120 Hz for fluid operation. Additionally, it is stated that these panels, which have a peak brightness rating of 2600 nit, would feature Samsung's ProScaler technology, which helps content fit better on-screen. Examples of these screens include the Galaxy S25 Plus and the S25 Ultra. The Z Fold 7's cameras are likely to be identical to those of the Z Fold 6 to 50 megapixels primary, 12 megapixels ultra-wide, 10 megapixels 3x telephoto, 10 megapixels front selfie, and 4 megapixels under display in a selfie. However, a 200 megapixels primary camera, like to the one found on the S25 Ultra and the Z Fold 6 Special Edition, could be included. Our first priority is for Samsung to take action about the Z Fold 7's internal under-display camera. It's not very good for taking quality pictures, but it's crisp enough for video calls. Two possible solutions are a better resolution sensor or new display materials, but since Samsung has been using this camera since the Z Fold 3, perhaps significant improvements are just wishful thinking. The Z Fold 7 is expected to have a Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, similar to the S25 series. However, there are suggestions that the Z Flip 7 might employ an Exynos 2500 chip, which might mean Samsung would provide its own chips for both of its forthcoming foldables. 256 gigs of storage should be included with the Z Fold 7, and for a few $100s more, 512 gigs and 1 terabytes. As with the Z Fold 6, the RAM should remain at 12 gigs. However, we wouldn't object to Samsung raising the RAM to 16 gigs or more for improved AI and multitasking capabilities. The Z Fold 7's battery specifications are probably going to stay the same as those of earlier Z Folds. This translates to a 4,400 mAh battery with a maximum wired charging capacity of 25 watt and a maximum wireless charging capacity of 15 watt. The Z Fold 7 should still be able to last longer on a charge thanks to a new chipset. But since competitors' gadgets all have bigger batteries, more significant improvements would be appreciated. Samsung is almost certain to release One UI 7, which will include the Now bar, additional AI authoring capabilities, the Now Brief daily summary function, and a new interface design. In the same way that the Z Fold 6 brought sketch to image, we might also see some new Galaxy AI features. For multiple generations, the Z Folds have been compatible with the S Pen stylus. However, it appears that the Z Fold 7 will not employ a pen digitizer, which is the part of the display that senses the location of a stylus and converts that information into inputs. This might mean that things are going to change in the name of thinness. Samsung may be starting to move away from phones that support styluses, or at least from styluses with as many functions as earlier generations, with the removal of Bluetooth from the built-in S Pen on the S25 Ultra. The huge display is perfect for using with a stylus, but we prefer foldables to be as light and thin as possible, so this would be a bittersweet update to the Z Fold 7. Since the Z Fold 7 is still a few months away, there will probably be additional rumors that could alter our perception of the phone in the interim. However, this Z Fold iteration appears to be the beginning of some substantial changes in Samsung's approach, since the new foldable gets bigger without sacrificing support for styluses or notable improvements in battery life. Samsung's software and Galaxy AI, however, could be a significant advantage. Samsung has been at the forefront of designing the interface and features for these innovative gadgets since it was one of the first firms to produce foldable phones. The Z Fold 7 may differentiate itself from Google, OnePlus, and other foldable manufacturers with a sophisticated and potent feature set and be a competitive member of the best foldable phones thanks to One UI's radical changes to the appearance and feel of Samsung's Android skin and Galaxy AI growing usefulness. According to recent reports, the next Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to be among the most interesting folding phones to date. The phone's crease, which has been a problem for earlier generations, is likely to receive a significant improvement. According to the information available, Samsung has improved its hinge technology to make the crease far less obvious when used on a daily basis. For some who have been hesitant to embrace Samsung foldables, this might be a game changer because the creases on previous Fold models have been distracting. Models from the Z Fold Galaxy, pun intended, have made significant progress in gradually eliminating the crease, even though the Z Fold 6 Special Edition still has an unavoidable crease. More SLAD customers might finally be persuaded to take the risk and board the folding train if the Fold 7 builds upon it and elevates it to a new level. Important disclaimer, don't get your hopes up just yet if you think this will also help the Z Flip 7, its clamshell brother. Regretfully, not much is known about whether the Flip model will see comparable advancements. It is anticipated that the OnePlus Open 2 will launch in a few days, specifically on February 20, months before the release of the Z Fold 7, that is. Additionally, early leaks suggest that it might have a nearly undetectable crease. On social media, Pete Law, a co-founder of OnePlus, hinted at the new phone's display by placing it next to a folding phone that, wink, wink, looks a lot like the Z Fold 6. No crease detected was a blatant jab at Samsung in the caption. Although there was still a slight crease, it doesn't seem nearly as noticeable as the purported Samsung foldable. The OnePlus Open 2 could establish a new benchmark if this holds up in practical use. Don't tell me there is zero crease, since this is what the OnePlus Open 2 looks like when you zoom in. Apart from that, the OnePlus Open 2's 8-inch inner display larger than its predecessor's 7.82-inch screen is making it appear to be a very powerful foldable flagship. Along with a speculated 6,000 mAh battery, the phone is anticipated to rely on the potent Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. Just enough juice. Its reduced thickness when unfurled, at about 4 mm, may be its most notable attribute. To be honest, I'm not really into skinny phones, but that's wild. Hey, no one enjoys opening a costly device only to find a bothersome, embossed line running from top to bottom in the center. For customers who want a smooth display, this feature can be a deal breaker because it affects visibility, particularly when reading, playing games, or watching videos. The hinge design of a foldable is crucial for minimizing creases, and it appears that firms like Oppo and OnePlus have made great progress in this area. Another important selling aspect of a well-designed hinge is its increased durability, which also lessens creases. There are plenty of people who drop stuff all the time. Costly items, on the hard floor. Because they are portable and have a huge display, foldable cell phones may be the way of the future. Although many customers are excited to use the larger screen, they require gadgets that are dependable, long-lasting, and devoid of irksome compromises like the Crease. So that is all for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates. Thanks for watching.